also not on the move is that shiny piece of hardware back there, Pich. The Court Cousins Championship belt is staying with the Pich for one.
I'm gonna get it
for one more round. Yeah, you wanna gloat? You wanna gloat, you bastard? Okay, it looks good. It looks good. Hubris, my friend. Pride before the fall. That is all I will say to you.
I don't know if you noticed that I added some of these stickers, which if you're in the Orlando area, they have our QR code on them. You might find them in the bathrooms of local bars, or really anywhere. We were handing them out to people. And boy, we didn't mention it yet, but that was a pretty fun part of our trip too, was actually just talking to people. A few people came up to us and recognized us. That was crazy. It was super fun to meet some of the other guys who do podcasts and all that stuff, and meeting people. And it's a lot of fun. So I think next year is going to be even better. But yeah,
absolutely.
I got to bring this and be out front of the Amway Center for it, and that was a lot of fun.
You got the hardware for one more round, Pich. Congratulations.
So we had our 4 sets of bets, and you had a good week. You won 3, and I only won 1. But because last week I won 3 and you won 1, that means that we're tied. And as we decided, in the words of the immortal Ric Flair, to be the man, woo! You got to beat the man, and you didn't beat the man. So the title stays here. And that's how that goes.
I did not beat the man. I did not beat the man. It was a little bit of a moral victory. I felt good. I think I just messed up the line. Let's go over last week's wagers before we get into the clean slate for this round. We bet on free throws made. I took the over. We took over 17.7. I think they got 17.8. It was that close. I thought we got way more than that. Thank God. We took defense by quarters, which was kind of just a random. I know there was some calculations into it, but I was kind of just flying by the seat of my pants. You selected the good
quarters for sure.
I selected the good quarters. Our defense was better in quarters 1 and 4. I won that 308 to 348. Terrence Ross, games over 25 points. The line was at 0.5. He just needed 1 torch lighting, and he didn't get it. Pich took the over and was disappointed.
Well, he was lit one game, but he only scored 21 points.
Yeah, it wasn't all the way lighting. It wasn't all the way lit. He didn't become the shining comet in the sky that we needed. And then the last one was the Chuma Okeke steals. This is where I messed up. I just set the line a little too high. He had in the previous 6 games just been playing out of his mind defensively. He was averaging 2 steals per game those previous 6 games. I set it at 1.8. He came under at 1.5. I probably should have said it there in retrospect, but you live and you learn. I got 3 wins. Pich got that 1. And again, the champion retains. So we're on.
And we had talked about on the last show, just as a gentleman's bet, who would score the first points for the Orlando Magic at the Lakers game that we went to. And I won with Mo Bamba. We both took 2 players from the starting lineup. But you know who scored the first points of the game from the free throw line? Mr. Dwight Howard, who was probably one of the guys who scored the last time I was there so many years ago in 2007 for us. So it was a weird connection. Another one of the weird connections from the trip that really kind of put it together.
Yeah.
Very odd. Anybody else could have scored that first point, but it was Dwight Howard. So that was kind of neat.
So none of that you said just matters, Pich, because now it's a clean slate. All right. It doesn't matter. Well, I guess it does matter that you're a champion because I do have to beat you. But for those of you who are just joining us, we do every month a Court Cousins Championship. We have 2 episodes a month, and in each episode we present 4 wagers, 2 each. And we're trying to get the other one to slip up, and hopefully we can win more than the other and accrue more points and become the Court Cousins champion for that month. So, Pich, it looks like you have the first wager that you are going to present to me, sir. Go for it.
All right, man. Well, we've done, all the points by quarter. We did our offense last time we did our defense. I want to do something else where I've got to add numbers up at the end of the game because I love this. I like looking at all the numbers and seeing how things are going. And I propose to you right now, we talked a little bit about draft. We've talked a bunch about our bench. We've talked about a lot of these guys today. I want to propose to you the bench draft. And I'm going to say the main 4 players that come off our bench are Chuma, they are Harris, it is Moritz, and it is T. Ross Their points during this next set of games, we each get 2. Go ahead and have your first round draft pick. This is going to be fun. We'll each have 2 players, and whoever scores most at the end of the set of games will be the victor.
Oof, this is tough. I don't like having the first pick. I don't like that it's me, because I look at this lineup and I mean, T. Ross is the bucket getter, but he's not the hot player right now. As you said, he only had really one good game.
Or is he
recently? Yeah. Does he? Yeah. How does he respond? Does he come back? That's all he does is score. It's between Chuma and Ross for me, and I'm going to go with the torch just because if he can get a couple games, that can sway it. The guy can score 30, and I'm going to go with T. Ross. I think he'll turn it around a little bit here in the next 7 games. We're playing the Bulls, Pacers, Grizzlies, Celtics, Trailblazers, Jazz, Suns, Nuggets, and Hawks. I think he's going to turn it on for a number of those games. I want T. Ross's points.
Fair enough, sir. I got to say, I'm a little shocked that you went that way.
I know.
But I feel like you're not going to be shocked that I'm going to go ahead and take Moritz Wagner, which I think pretty much opens the door for who you're taking. Because even though I have turned around and have enjoyed the play of Chuma in the last set of games, I cannot stake my claim on whether he fills the stat sheet or not. I've been burned too many times.
And it might surprise you that I'm going to take Gary Harris.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
So he's done by.
No, Chuma has been, I love Chuma. He's been filling it up, but Gary Harris is Mr. Consistent. He's been the first guy off the bench. Mosley has enjoyed taking Suggs off pretty quickly and then playing Suggs in that backup point guard role with either Cole or Suggs on. Granted, maybe I'm double thinking myself now. He does like to have Suggs and Cole on the court at the end, and Chuma sometimes is on the court at the end of the game. But I'm going to stick with Gary Harris and Terrence Ross. I'm going to stake my claim on the veterans, have that veteran moxie, and I'm going to go with those 2 guys to score more points than Chuma and Moritz.
Well played, sir. The only reason I took Moritz first is because I thought for sure you were just going to go ahead and scoop up Chuma, leaving Harris to me, but you've swindled me. But we'll see how it pans out.
I told you I'm the learned Rolo today, man. I got the glasses on.
Well, both of your guys are on the trade block too. So if they leave during this match, then you're missing a fire.
What the hell happens then? We'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, Pich, I got one for you. Wendell Carter Jr. is averaging a double-double right now. 13 points, about 10 rebounds. In the last 6 games, he's had 2 double-doubles. So I know he's averaging a double-double, but he's not getting one every game. In the last 6, he's had 2. In the next, what we have 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the next 9, over under 3.5.
Well done.
And he's playing the Bulls tonight. And
I know
he likes playing the Bulls.
He does. And he is averaging a double-double. But yeah, he does seem to go heavy in one and not the other some nights. So it gets a little off key. 4 out of 9. Do I think he's going to get at least 4 out of 9? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take the over. Whoa. Wendell's done pretty well for me in these bets when I bet on him. And I'm not going to be here getting excited about him not getting a double-double. So I'd rather ride the excitement train, my friend.
Definitely.
I'll take the over.
I'm kind of stepping away from the daily betting just because it's been draining me, the daily NBA betting. But as a rule, I don't take unders because then I'm rooting for someone to not do well. I just don't like the mojo.
I would do it if people on other teams.
Yeah, sure, but definitely not for our team. Definitely not for our team.
No.
Yeah. So, and the only thing I don't like about unders too is that's the only bet you can lose before the game's even over. Like, I guess supposedly if you bet an over and he's like nowhere near it and the game's about to end, but it can be in the second quarter and you could already have lost your bet with an under. So I just don't like the mojo of unders. I don't like that you can lose a bet during a game in an under. So I don't like that I'm on the underside. I appreciate your confidence in Wendell Carter Jr. What wager do you have for me next, sir?
Well, next, here's a guy that we probably haven't talked about enough on this show because of the way he's balled out since he's returned to this lineup. The team has been winning games. They're playing better. It's really helped the rotation because Cole or he can stay out there, and that's Mr. Suggs. But I want to talk about Suggs' defense right now because he has 5 blocks in the last 6 games. And we talked about it early when we first started the show. We tried to get some Suggs block bets going and stuff like this because he was really playing defense at a high level. So I want to combine his blocks with his steals. Right now, he's averaging 2.5 of both of those combined per game. And it may seem small, but his defensive play overall is really good. So per game, is he going to continue to have 2.5? That's where I'm setting the line. Suggs in the next 9 games. Can he maintain this pace?
Oof. I just went on a whole tirade about how I don't take unders. So how much of a fool would I look if I take an under now? This is tough, man. I mean, you said it right at his average. It's tough to say if guys are going to play to the back of the card, but this is a rookie we're talking about. This is a new guy. So I think the sky is the limit for him. He's only going to continue to get better. I think either we don't know right now. Actually, we're going to find out. They're announcing tonight the Rising Stars Challenge. So Jalen's either going to be on the Rising Stars Challenge and have a little swag, or he's going to be left off and he's going to have a little bit of a chip. Either one
for that.
Either one I like. And so I will take the over. I'll take the bait and I'll take the over, sir. The guy, I mean, he's been playing tremendous defense. What was the statistic I used last time? The player that he's defending shoots 36%. Right. I mean, that's pretty dang good. He's a lockdown defender if I've ever seen one. He's only going to get better. So
he's doing a great job. He is definitely doing a great job defense, and I wouldn't want to be on the under of anything he has either. But this is about the actual steals and blocks that he records. Sometimes his defense doesn't really show up in the stat sheet as much as it does and that's what it's about. So I feel okay with the under here, even though I hope he continues to rise and become one of the best defenders there is.
I got kind of burned with the Chuma with that too, because even in the games that we saw, and this is true of Suggs too, the guys are really great at getting deflections. They're getting their hands into the passing lanes. They're the ones causing the turnover, but they're not getting the steal in the stat sheet. And that
you force a guy into a bad pass. You don't get anything. For that.
I might be a victim of that, but I'm going to ride with our boy Suggs. So keeping on the defense train. That's been one of the highlights recently. Jamal Mosley came in as a coach and said, defense. And he said that's going to be the identity. So I was a little doubtful at first. Didn't really seem like we were playing very good or very consistent defense there for a little while. But in the last 6 games, the Orlando Magic are 9th in the league in defensive rating. My query to you, Pich, will the Orlando Magic remain in the top 10 in defense over the next 9 games going into the All-Star break?
Man, this is a tough one, and it's probably a tough one to look up as well. Since I've been rolling on this vibe and train, I'm going to go ahead and say that we do. So I'm going to say that we do. Just because I'm right. Once I'm on the positive train, I don't feel like getting off. And hopefully the train I get on tomorrow morning is positive for that matter. But yeah, I just feel like, our defense is a strength that I think we've had for a long time. Even in some of the down days with a team maybe running it up, we're still playing good defense and maybe they're just hitting shots. But man, it's helping on the defensive end. All this, who's coming off the bench where, and we're not mixing in weird guys anymore. And everybody knows their role and their spot. And it's really helping us on defense, which is helping transition into the offense. So I think it's going to continue for sure. I'd like to say it stays the same.
Well, you got me. You got me in some catch-22s here, Pich. I'm on the wrong side of some of these that I hope I'm wrong on, and I hope I don't get the points because that would mean the team is playing well. So we'll see what happens in this round of the Court Cousins Championship, and we'll be checking back in with you with 2 weeks with a new episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here with us still, please make sure to subscribe. It means a lot. Like, share the video, and we'll see you soon, everybody. Peace.
Thanks for coming.